Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today we're exploring the vast universe of open-world games available on the Nintendo Switch. These titles offer freedom, exploration, and immersive worlds that you can get lost in for hours. From superhero adventures to cozy life sims, let's count down the top 30 open-world games you absolutely must play. Batman Arkham City revolutionized superhero games by placing the Dark Knight in a sprawling prison city filled with his greatest villains. What makes this open world special isn't its size, but its density. Every street corner, rooftop, and alleyway holds secrets, collectibles, or unexpected encounters with iconic Batman characters. The game's defining feature is its incredible traversal system, where gliding between buildings using Batman's cape and grapnel gun creates a sense of freedom that perfectly captures the feeling of being the Caped Crusader. Combat flows beautifully with the revolutionary free flow system that lets you bounce between enemies, counter incoming attacks, and incorporate gadgets seamlessly. A system so good it's been copied by countless games since.
I'm at the church. It looks like Harley Quinn.
My Time at Portia offers a delightful blend of crafting, farming, and relationship building in a post-apocalyptic world that's surprisingly cheerful. Set centuries after civilization collapsed, you inherit your father's workshop in the charming town of Portia and must restore it to its former glory while helping the townspeople with various commissions. What distinguishes Portia from other life simulators is its emphasis on crafting and building. You'll gather resources from the colorful, semi-open world, delve into ancient ruins for rare materials, and construct everything from simple furniture to complex machines and public works projects that permanently change the town. The game's progression feels meaningful as you unlock new areas to explore, upgrade your workshop, and form relationships with the diverse, well-written townsfolk who follow distinct daily routines. Sonic Frontiers takes the blue blur into uncharted territory with its open zone approach. Massive islands filled with high-speed challenges, puzzles, and combat encounters. The game brilliantly translates Sonic's trademark speed to three-dimensional space with fluid movement mechanics that let you build momentum across varied terrain, grind rails that stretch across the sky, and use the new Saloop ability to draw energized circles around objects and enemies. What makes Frontiers special is how it combines this freedom with cleverly designed linear stages that appear throughout the open world, creating a hybrid experience that satisfies both 3D and classic Sonic fans. The combat system adds surprising depth with combo attacks, parries, and special moves that make confrontations with massive titans genuinely exciting. Firewatch delivers one of gaming's most emotionally impactful narratives in an intimate open world that proves size isn't everything. Set in the Wyoming wilderness in 1989, you play as Henry, a man escaping his troubled life by taking a job as a fire lookout. Your only human contact is Delilah, your supervisor who communicates exclusively via handheld radio as mysterious events begin unfolding in the forest. What makes Firewatch's open world special is how it evolves over the course of the story. Areas that were previously inaccessible open up as you acquire new equipment, and familiar locations transform as the season progresses and events unfold. The gorgeous stylized visuals use color masterfully, with orange and purple sunsets creating a melancholic atmosphere that perfectly complements the narrative themes of isolation and escapism.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Hogwarts Legacy fulfills the fantasy of attending the iconic school of witchcraft and wizardry in an expansive open world that captures the magic of the Harry Potter universe. Set in the 1800s, long before the events of the books, you create your own fifth-year student with a mysterious connection to ancient magic. The game's greatest achievement is Hogwarts Castle itself, a sprawling, intricate structure filled with secret passages, moving staircases, and classrooms where you'll attend different magical courses that unlock new spells for combat and puzzle solving. Beyond the castle walls, the open world extends to Hogsmeade Village, the Forbidden Forest, and the surrounding Scottish Highlands, all populated with magical creatures to befriend or battle. The spellcasting system feels wonderfully intuitive on the Switch, with different spell types mapped to the face buttons and modifiers on the triggers, allowing you to chain together creative combinations in combat.
Stupefy. Lumos.
Dying Light Platinum Edition brings one of gaming's most intense zombie survival experiences to the Switch with all DLC included. Set in the quarantined city of Heron, the game distinguishes itself with its parkour movement system that lets you sprint across rooftops, slide under obstacles, and climb virtually any structure to escape the infected hordes below. What makes this open world special is how it transforms between day and night. During daylight hours, slower zombies roam the streets while you scavenge for supplies, but after sunset, the terrifying volatiles emerge, creating heart-pounding chases as you desperately search for safe zones. The crafting system allows you to create and modify weapons with elemental effects, turning everyday items like pipes and baseball bats into devastating tools for survival. The first-person melee combat emphasizes timing and precision, with satisfying impacts that make each encounter feel dangerous and visceral.
Spike will mark them on your map later. And Crane, thank you. Back to you, Spike.
Right now, you need to get back to our main task and arm the next trap. There's another car close by.
Got it. The infected are all over the street.
So what does that tell you?
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag captures the golden age of piracy in an enormous Caribbean open world that spans both land and sea. As Edward Kenway, a Welsh privateer turned pirate, you'll navigate a sprawling map encompassing Havana, Kingston, Nassau, and dozens of smaller islands filled with treasures, naval contracts, and hidden assassin locations. What elevates Black Flag above other open world games is your fully upgradable ship, the Jackdaw, which transforms sea travel from a mere transportation method into the game's core gameplay loop. Naval combat is exhilarating as you fire broadside cannons, swing across to enemy vessels for boarding actions, and battle through storms with massive waves that affect your ship's handling. On land, the classic Assassin's Creed parkour and stealth systems allow you to scale buildings, stalk targets through dense jungles, and perform spectacular assassinations.
Welcome aboard, Duncan. She's a modest schooner, but well suited to my purpose, trafficking cargo from my plantation and such.
She'll do fine.
No Man's Sky delivers on its ambitious promise of near infinite exploration with a procedurally generated universe containing 18 quintillion planets, each with unique flora, fauna, and environmental conditions. After a rocky launch, years of free updates have transformed this game into an extraordinary open-world experience where you can pursue multiple gameplay paths, become a trader moving goods between star systems, a fearsome space pirate, an explorer documenting undiscovered species, or a base builder creating elaborate structures on alien worlds. The seamless transition from planetary exploration to spaceflight remains impressive. You can walk across a planet's surface, enter your spacecraft, take off through the atmosphere, engage in space combat, and land on another planet without a single loading screen. The Switch version remarkably preserves this seamless experience while maintaining playable performance, with only some reduction in planetary detail and draw distance. Palia creates a cozy, inviting open world that blends the best elements of life simulators and MMO lights in a unique fantasy setting. As a newly awakened human in a world where humans have been missing for thousands of years, you establish yourself in the seaside village of Kilima and build relationships with its diverse non-human inhabitants. What makes Palia's open world special is how it encourages both relaxing solo activities and social interactions. You can spend hours fishing at a secluded pond, tending to your customizable home garden, or decorating your house with hundreds of craftable items, but you can also join other players for group activities like hunting, cooking, or exploring ancient ruins. The game's gorgeous visuals run surprisingly well on Switch, with vibrant colors and beautiful lighting effects creating a world that feels like stepping into a cozy animated film. Batman Arkham Knight concludes Rocksteady's groundbreaking trilogy with the most expansive and visually stunning Gotham City ever created. Taking place 1 year after the events of Arkham City, Scarecrow has united Batman's greatest enemies to destroy the Dark Knight once and for all, while the mysterious Arkham Knight leads a military force equipped with technology specifically designed to counter Batman's abilities. The game's most revolutionary addition is the fully drivable Batmobile, which transforms between a high-speed pursuit mode and a battle mode with strafing capabilities and non-lethal weapons, perfectly integrated into both combat and puzzle sequences. Gotham itself is a masterpiece of open-world design, 5 times larger than Arkham City, but still incredibly detailed, with Gothic architecture shrouded in rain and neon lights creating an atmosphere that truly captures the essence of the comics.
Calling off the pursuit. It's too dangerous.
Sir, we're right here. We can... What the... They just fired an RPG at us! Who the hell are these guys?
5-6, pull back now. That's an order. Let Batman deal with this.
5-6 is taking a direct hit from an RPG. They're gone, sir.
NieR Automata, the End of YoRHa Edition, delivers one of gaming's most thought-provoking stories in a seamless open world where android soldiers fight machine life forms on a post-apocalyptic Earth. What makes this world special is how it transforms through multiple playthroughs, revealing new perspectives and areas that completely change your understanding of events. The fluid combat system, designed by Platinum Games, blends hack and slash action with bullet hell sequences that transition smoothly as you explore the game's diverse environments, from overgrown cities to desert expanses and amusement park ruins. The Switch port is remarkably well optimized, maintaining a consistent frame rate during even the most chaotic battles. With its existential themes, multiple endings, and genre-blending gameplay, NieR Automata offers an open-world experience unlike anything else on the platform.
You don't say.
Subnautica Below Zero Double Pack. Subnautica's open world stands apart by being almost entirely underwater, creating a sense of vulnerability and wonder as you explore alien oceans teeming with bizarre life forms. The double pack includes both the original game and Below Zero, offering 2 massive aquatic worlds to discover. What makes these games special is the perfect balance of terror and beauty. You'll marvel at bioluminescent creatures and coral formations one moment, then flee in panic from Leviathan-class predators the next. The survival mechanics feel meaningful as you gather resources to build underwater bases, craft vehicles, and produce equipment that allows you to dive deeper into the mysterious depths. The absence of traditional weapons forces you to outsmart threats rather than confront them directly. While the Switch version has some pop-in at greater distances, the immersive sound design and fluid swimming controls create an underwater exploration experience that feels simultaneously peaceful and terrifying. Dark Souls Remastered brings its legendary interconnected world to the Switch, where shortcut design and environmental storytelling reach unparalleled heights. What makes Lordran special isn't traditional open-world sprawl, but rather its meticulously crafted vertical layering. You'll constantly discover paths that loop back to previous areas in surprising ways, creating aha moments as the world layout clicks into place in your mind. The game's hands-off approach to exploration forces you to pay attention to environmental clues and NPC dialogue to progress, creating a sense of genuine discovery rare in modern gaming. Combat emphasizes careful observation, timing, and resource management over button mashing, making each encounter tense and meaningful. While the Switch version runs at 30 frames per second compared to 60 frames per second on other platforms, the ability to face the Bell Gargoyles or navigate the infamous Blighttown archery section in portable mode is a worthy trade-off for Souls veterans and newcomers alike. The Elder Scrolls V. Skyrim remains the gold standard for freedom in open-world design, dropping players into a vast Nordic realm where you can truly go anywhere and be anyone. The game's greatest strength is how it encourages organic discovery. While exploring a mountain path, you might spot an ancient ruin, investigate out of curiosity, and find yourself embarking on an unexpected quest line involving forgotten magic or Daedric princes. The variety of activities is staggering. Join the Mage's College, become an assassin, buy a house, marry an NPC, craft weapons, or simply wander the wilderness hunting and gathering. The Switch version includes all DLC and even exclusive Legend of Zelda gear, running surprisingly well in both handheld and docked modes. Despite its age, few games match Skyrim's sense of personal adventure, where each player's journey feels uniquely their own through countless small choices and discoveries across its snow-covered mountains and misty forests. Kingdom Come, Deliverance offers a refreshingly grounded open world set in 15th century Bohemia that eschews fantasy elements for historical realism. As Henry, the son of a blacksmith seeking revenge for his murdered family, you'll navigate a politically charged medieval landscape where your reputation in different villages affects how people treat you. What makes this open world special is its commitment to immersion. You need to eat and sleep regularly, weapons and armor degrade with use, and even the combat system requires learning actual historical fighting techniques rather than button mashing. The unique save system, requiring special items or sleep to record progress, adds tension to every encounter. The game's attention to historical detail extends to architecture, clothing, and social hierarchies of the period. While the Switch version makes some visual compromises, the deep RPG systems and genuinely consequential choices make Kingdom Come a standout for players seeking a more realistic medieval open-world experience. Pokémon Legends. Arceus revolutionized the long-running series by creating true open-zone environments where wild Pokémon roam naturally in their habitats. Set in the ancient Hisui region, later known as Sinnoh, the game lets you observe Pokémon behaviors from tall grass or ridgelines before deciding how to approach, sneaking up for surprise captures, or engaging in the revamped battle system. What makes this world special is how it contextualizes the Pokémon franchise in a historical setting where humans feared these creatures and Pokeballs were primitive wooden devices. The seamless transitions between exploration, catching, and combat create a flow that feels like the Pokemon world fans have always imagined. Each of the distinct biomes, from the lush obsidian fieldlands to the snowy alabaster icelands, features unique Pokemon and ecological relationships. The game's focus on completing research tasks by observing Pokemon behaviors adds purpose to exploration beyond mere collection, making this the most immersive Pokemon world to date. The Outer Worlds crafts a darkly humorous corporate-controlled space colony where unbridled capitalism has reached absurd extremes. As a recently revived colonist with the ability to slow time, you'll navigate multiple planets with distinct environments, from the company town of Edgewater to the wilderness of Monarch, each showcasing different facets of this dystopian future. What makes this open world special is how reactive it feels to player choice. Nearly every quest offers multiple solutions based on skills, faction reputation, or companion assistance, with consequences that ripple through the game world. The companion system is particularly strong, with unique personal quests and special combat abilities that complement your playstyle. While smaller in scale than some open worlds, each location is densely packed with meaningful content and colorful characters. The Switch version makes expected visual compromises but maintains the excellent writing and RPG systems intact. Super Mario Odyssey proves that open worlds don't need to be massive to be magical, with its kingdom-based design offering densely packed playgrounds of pure joy. Each kingdom, from the urban New Donk City to the food-themed Luncheon Kingdom, has a distinct visual style and unique capture possibilities using Mario's sentient hat, Cappy. What makes these worlds special is their exceptional density. Every corner hides power moons, regional coins, or secret areas, rewarding curious players who experiment with Mario's expanded moveset. The game encourages creative problem solving, often providing multiple ways to reach seemingly inaccessible areas. The lack of traditional open world bloat means every activity feels meaningful and entertaining. Most impressively, Odyssey maintains a locked 60 frames per second throughout, with vibrant visuals that showcase the Switch's capabilities. While not an open world in the traditional sense of one continuous map, Odyssey's approach to interconnected sandbox environments filled with discovery represents a masterclass in level design that values quality interactions over empty space. The Witcher 3 brings its morally complex dark fantasy world to the Switch in a port once thought impossible. As Geralt of Rivia, you'll hunt monsters across multiple regions, from the war-torn fields of Velen to the merchant city of Novigrad and the Nordic-inspired Skellige Isles. What elevates this open world beyond its contemporaries is the exceptional writing quality found even in the smallest side quests. Seemingly simple tasks often unfold into morally ambiguous scenarios with no clear right answer. The world feels alive with NPCs following realistic daily routines and monsters that exist as part of believable ecosystems rather than as random encounters. The Switch version includes all DLC, including the massive Blood and Wine expansion that adds the vibrant Duchy of Toussaint. While visual compromises were necessary to fit this massive game on the platform, the core experience remains intact. A mature, thoughtfully crafted world where actions have consequences, and monster contracts reveal as much about human nature as they do about the creatures you're hunting.
I've got to put them all out. Care to join me?
With pleasure.
Oh, come on! Oh, reminds me of a piece of... Yeah, looks like we never left Bergen.
Immortals Fenyx Rising creates a vibrant open world inspired by Greek mythology that perfectly balances accessibility with depth. As Fenyx, a shipwrecked shield bearer who becomes humanity's last hope against the Titan Typhon, you'll explore a colorful landscape divided into regions themed after different gods, from Aphrodite's lush valleys to Hephaestus's mechanical forge. What makes this world special is its focus on vertical exploration and puzzle solving. Virtually any mountain or structure can be climbed with the stamina system, while Vaults of Tartaros offer challenging puzzle chambers that reward ability upgrades. Combat blends accessible controls with with surprising depth through parries, dodges, and God-given abilities that can be chained together stylishly. The Switch version maintains the game's cartoon-inspired art direction beautifully, with only minor reductions in draw distance. The witty narration by Zeus and Prometheus adds personality to exploration, while the progression systems strike a perfect balance between rewarding and manageable. Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy. The definitive edition, the GTA Trilogy, brings 3 iconic crime sandboxes to Switch in one package: GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Each game revolutionized open-world design in its era, offering unprecedented freedom to explore detailed urban environments filled with missions, side activities, and emergent chaos. Liberty City's gritty streets, Vice City's neon-soaked 80s atmosphere, and San Andreas' sprawling state with 3 distinct cities provide vastly different gameplay experiences. The definitive edition updates the controls to modern standards with a GTA 5-inspired targeting system and weapon wheel, making the classics more accessible. While the Switch version has some performance issues in busy areas, the ability to experience these groundbreaking titles portably makes this collection worth experiencing for both nostalgic fans and newcomers to these influential open worlds. Divinity Original Sin 2 redefines what an RPG open world can be with its incredible reactivity and freedom. Set in the fantasy world of Rivellon, the game lets you create a custom character or choose from 6 origin characters with unique backgrounds that dramatically affect how the world responds to you. What makes this open world special isn't its size, but its depth. Nearly every quest has multiple solutions based on your skills, race, and reputation. The environment itself becomes a weapon in the turn-based combat system, where you can electrify water puddles, create poison clouds, or rain fire on enemies. Despite the game's complexity, the Switch port performs admirably with intuitive controls and readable text even in handheld mode. With full voice acting, 4-player co-op, and a Game Master mode to create custom campaigns, DOS 2 offers unparalleled role-playing freedom that makes Rivellon worth exploring for hundreds of hours. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, presents a vibrant, colorful open world that perfectly balances linear storytelling with freedom to explore. As the Luminary, a hero destined to save the world from darkness, you'll journey across the diverse continent of Erdrea with its distinct regions inspired by real-world cultures, from Mediterranean coastal towns to Japanese-inspired mountain villages. Each area feels alive with unique architecture, local customs, and regional monsters roaming the landscape. The world opens gradually as you gain access to new means of transportation, eventually letting you soar through the skies on the back of a dragon. The Switch-exclusive Definitive Edition adds 2D mode, recreating the entire game in classic 16-bit style, orchestrated music, and additional story content. The turn-based combat system strikes the perfect balance between accessibility and depth, making this a perfect entry point for newcomers while providing enough challenge for JRPG veterans.
Watch out! Fight and fight some more!
LA Noire Noire transforms 1940s Los Angeles into a meticulously researched open-world detective playground. As LAPD Detective Cole Phelps, you'll investigate crime scenes, interrogate suspects, and chase down perps across a stunning recreation of post-war LA featuring actual landmarks and period-accurate details. What sets this open world apart is its purpose. Rather than being filled with typical sandbox activities, the city serves as an atmospheric backdrop for methodical detective work. The groundbreaking facial animation technology still impresses today, letting you read subtle expressions during interrogations to determine if suspects are lying. The Switch version includes all DLC cases and runs smoothly in both handheld and docked modes, with touchscreen support for examining evidence. While driving through the city's streets, listening to period-accurate radio broadcasts and jazz music, you'll feel truly transported to a different era, making LA Noire one of the most unique open-world experiences available on the platform.
LAPD, put down your weapons. The bank is surrounded. I'm offering you
Not
a chance.
Not a fucking chance, copper. You come any closer, we'll cut you in half.
Why is nobody covering me? Ah! Stay down.
Red Dead Redemption brings the dying Wild West to life in an open-world masterpiece that captures both the freedom and danger of the frontier. As former outlaw John Marston, you'll explore a massive territory spanning the American Southwest and northern Mexico in 1911. As civilization encroaches on the last vestiges of the outlaw era, the world feels alive with random encounters that tell small stories, from ambushes to strangers in need, while wildlife roams realistically across the varied terrain. The game's deliberate pace encourages immersion, with activities like hunting, poker games, and bounty hunting, providing meaningful diversions from the main story. The Switch port maintains the atmospheric lighting and weather effects that make riding across the plains at sunset a breathtaking experience. With its compelling narrative about redemption and the cost of violence, memorable characters, and a world that feels authentic down to the smallest details, this is a definitive Western gaming experience that belongs in every Switch owner's library.
Well, are we going inside?
Saints Row 4 transforms its open world through absurd superhero powers that completely change how you interact with the environment. As the President of the United States, who also happens to be the leader of the Saints gang, you're trapped in a simulation of Steelport City by alien invaders. Within this digital playground, you develop powers like super speed, incredible jumps, telekinesis, and elemental blasts that make traditional vehicles obsolete as you bound across rooftops and glide through the air. The game never takes itself seriously, with missions parodying everything from Mass Effect to Metal Gear Solid, while maintaining satisfying combat that combines third-person shooting with superpowered abilities. The Switch version includes all DLC and runs surprisingly well given the chaotic action, with only occasional framerate dips during the most explosive moments. With its irreverent humor, ridiculous weapons like the dubstep gun, and constant escalation of absurd scenarios, Saints Row 4 delivers an open-world experience focused purely on over-the-top fun and player empowerment.
No sign of the target, but we're looking at a stockpile of explosives and chemicals here. I can't tell what kind.
It's explosives and chemicals, lady. What else you need to know?
The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, reinvented open-world design with its go-anywhere, climb-anything philosophy and intricate systems that interact in surprising ways. Hyrule exists as a vast playground governed by consistent rules. Fire spreads, metal conducts electricity, and objects react realistically to physics. This creates emergent gameplay where creative solutions emerge naturally from the world's systems rather than prescribed paths. The game respects player intelligence by marking interesting locations with subtle visual cues rather than map icons, encouraging organic discovery. The world itself tells the story of a kingdom in ruins through environmental details, with each region featuring distinct ecosystems, enemies, and challenges. The minimalist soundtrack perfectly complements the exploration, swelling at perfect moments to enhance emotional impact. Despite released early in the Switch's lifecycle, it remains a technical showcase for the system with stable performance and impressive draw distances. Dragon's Dogma creates a fantasy open world distinguished by its extraordinary combat system and unique pawn companion feature. As the Arisen, you'll explore the diverse land of Grand Seas, scaling cliffs, delving into dungeons, and battling fantastic creatures using 9 distinct vocations classes that dramatically change your playstyle. What makes this world special is how it transforms at night. Darkness falls with terrifying realism, visibility plummets, and powerful undead creatures emerge, making torchlight essential and every expedition a risk assessment. The game's defining feature is the ability to climb on larger monsters. Scaling a Cyclops to stab its eye, or a dragon to reach its heart creates dynamic battles unlike any other RPG. The pawn system lets you create an AI companion and recruit 2 additional pawns created by other players, who share knowledge about quests and enemies they've encountered in their world. The Switch version runs smoothly in both modes and includes all DLC, including the challenging Bitter Black Isle area. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 presents an enormous open world filled with breathtaking vistas and colossal creatures that brings the concept of titans to a whole new level. The game's world of Ionios bridges the environments of previous Xenoblade titles into a cohesive whole, where you'll traverse vast plains, dense forests, scorching deserts, and technological marvels as 2 warring nations locked in eternal conflict. What makes this world special is the sense of scale. Enormous structures loom on the horizon, creatures of all sizes roam the landscape, and civilizations exist in the unlikeliest places. The game's day-night cycle and weather system dramatically affect visibility and enemy spawns, making exploration feel dynamic. The world opens organically as you gain new traversal abilities like climbing, sliding, and riding vessels that let you navigate previously impassable terrain. Despite the ambitious scope, the game runs impressively well on Switch with minimal pop-in and stable frame rates.
We'll finish it here!
I might have the answer! Great! Everyone get ready!
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom elevates open-world design to unprecedented heights by adding vertical exploration through Sky Islands and the shadowy depths below Hyrule. Building upon Breath of the Wild's foundation, this sequel transforms the same geographic area into 3 distinct layers of exploration, each with unique aesthetics, challenges, and discovery opportunities. The game's revolutionary Ultra Hand ability lets you build nearly anything you can imagine. Vehicles, weapons, contraptions, using objects found throughout the world, turning creative thinking into a core gameplay mechanic. The Fuse ability similarly transforms combat by letting you combine weapons with objects for unique effects, while Ascend and Recall provide new ways to navigate the environment. Zonai devices add another layer of creativity, with fans, rockets, and steering components enabling increasingly complex constructions. There you have it, the top 30 open world games you absolutely absolutely must play on Nintendo Switch. From crime-filled cities to fantasy realms that stretch beyond the clouds, these games offer incredible freedom to explore at your own pace. Which of these worlds is your favorite to get lost in? Let me know in the comments below and share which open world games you think should have made the list. If you enjoyed this countdown, hit that like button and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Until next time,